just south of Buffalo, New York. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Alongside my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Glad to be enjoying another week of football. And Charles, this is a contest that should make a former defender like yourself very happy, that's for sure, because we got a pair of top 5 defenses in the NFL squaring off, and opportunities to score, well, they figure to be extremely limited.
And partner, you know, my smile is wide because this is a lot of fun for a guy like me to watch, as you noted. And if there's something else that we both know that these teams take pride in, it's how well their defense have done at controlling games and putting them in a position to win. Something else they're proud of, though, how high they rank in the league. And they're trying to use this game to move up in those rankings and become the top defense in the league.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. And we see the Bills offense take the field here at quarterback, Josh Allen.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Allen going to go to the air right away. Being chased out left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That's Deion Dawkins, the left tackle. Into the air right away is Allen. And his throw is incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Allen. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Allen. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So, Charles, this organization used a high pick to acquire this man's defensive services, and that's a good reason why right there, as he's able to force the safety.
Yeah, it's not just his athletic ability that they drafted. They love his mind, and to me, He saw that play develop in his head before the snap. He knew the point he needed to get to, and unbelievable instincts for the game came to the front. Heck of a play he just made right there.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. That's taken on the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over.
They'll be led out by the second-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got a sight set on another big game right here.
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw on second down. Fields.
He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 5 catches, 84 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Fields throwing again.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Back deep, Nyheim Hines.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Out come the Bills as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, partner, we've watched as they reached 2 wins, 3 wins, 4, and then 5. And we kept questioning each week, how long can they keep this streak going? This team is rolling, and having someone like this who can really set the tone for your offense week in and week out is a big part of why they've been unbeatable as of late.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Zerline now for the PAT. And that will make this a 16-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. He's had a great season, plenty of touchdown passes, but that last throw, not one of his finer moments as it was returned for a touchdown on the pick 6. Now he starts again here, 1st and 10.
Now Allen to try again after the pick 6. Dancing to his left. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, partners, the first quarter, too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Allen.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To the air, Allen. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
I'm not sure if they mentioned it as a goal during the week or even talked about it in pregame, but the way they're playing right now, they want this game out of reach by halftime. Not only does the safety just demoralize the opposing offense, now your guys can run out there and try to add another 6 to their lead.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. This is fielded at the 27. He did it again.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Fields on 1st down.
And that is incomplete.
2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about him picking up that one? That was big for them.
On first down, it's Fields.
Steps away.
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw here taken in by Knox.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 44-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
From midfield, here's Allen.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And the Jets are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Eluding the press, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Von Miller in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. Yeah. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss. The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this 3rd down play.
Yeah, they're going dime.
Fields now to throw.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Von Miller, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
He's NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt.
We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Now Allen again. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Kayvon Thibodeau, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Allen. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away.
And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. They'll go again with Dobbins, and they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he'll have a Jets 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 30.
They like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw, Fields. Right side, there's Likely with it.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Fields on 3rd down. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make.
They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. It takes two to tango.
On 2nd and 10, Fields.
Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there.
He steps on behind the line of scrimmage.
To the air again, Fields.
He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
As we roll on here in the month of December, Week 14 coming up tonight. We got a good one in the AFC West. Get the parkas out. Kansas City and Denver from the frigid Empower Stadium at Mile High. And then tomorrow night you can turn those parkas in for some shorts, golf polos, and flip-flops. Monday Night Football in Arizona. Patriots, Cardinals, 8:15 Eastern.
On 2nd and 9, Allen looking sideline, incomplete. The Bills on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
To throw, it's Allen. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Oh, he bowls over. Now a hit and a loose football. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown.
As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle, hey, if we put one in the end zone here, we'll put ourselves in a position to start making a comeback.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
To throw is Fields.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Daquan Jones fighting his way home to get the sack.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Now it's Fields. They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's Braden Mann now,
as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
This is brought in by the tight end, Tommy Sweeney. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Allen now on first down. Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Allen, they'll roll him out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Throwing on 2nd down. Fields. There's Chris Olave. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. He's going up top for Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Fields. And that is incomplete. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Here's Allen to throw it. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. Fielded just inside the 30.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Jets will take over. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Here's Fields. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Now Fields. Over the middle and complete to Wilson.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's the calls for the defense there. They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. He'll check this down to Hines. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
A final shot before half for Allen. And that's incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll kick things off with the twice-yearly battle for Ohio. This one has Cleveland making the trip south to Cincinnati. And it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. 2 touchdown passes there for Deshaun Watson. From there, we head to the Big Apple, more specifically to MetLife Stadium in Jersey to check on the Giants. And they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Corey Davis, a touchdown reception. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last. We head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And that one all even as they play the visiting Texans. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Jets. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
From the gun on third down, Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. They'll run on first down with Singletary, and they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. Throwing on 2nd and 8, Allen. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, out is Tyler Bass in the Buffalo field goal unit. And this a 39-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3 to a starting field position like that. 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And New York set to take the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster. Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. On play action, Fields. Complete to Likely. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Here's Fields. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Fields now to throw. And that is incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Ed Oliver in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. And thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Singletary to get the drive started. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Allen now looks to throw. Flushed out right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Bills are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16.
He'll give it to Singletary here to start the drive.
And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
He's brought down to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
2nd and 5 now. Allen, Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in.
And the Bills, 1st down. 1st and 10.
Allen off the play fake. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
From the 39, Allen. And my goodness, another interception. It's Devin White, the linebacker, and the Jets are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go.
Fields on 1st down.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
We're in the 3rd quarter in upstate New York with a 2nd and 10. A play fake, now Fields to throw. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Back to throw, Fields. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Now, hang on, we got an injured player down there. Oh, boy, that's Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ, who's hurting.
We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
On 1st down, it's Fields.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, Fields. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Now it's Fields. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal?
They'll try to run with Dobbins.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Bills are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a big chance goes by the wayside there. A tough break on 3rd and goal.
Yeah, as a general rule, you know you're usually not going to win games with field goals. But in this case, they had 3 points in their pocket. I get what he was trying to do, but that's a big swing of momentum right there.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. So after the INT, it's Allen. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's Allen to throw it. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Throwing is Allen on 3rd.
And he'll get this underneath to Singletary.
And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. Now 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Jets ready to get going again here on offense.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Back to the air, Fields on 2nd down.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Fields.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
The Bills going to take over again on offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Allen. And Davis has it over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo 1st. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that on your side.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
That tackle by Trayvon Walker. Nice play. He blows that up behind the line of scrimmage.
This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Now on 2nd and 13. Allen.
He'll get this out wide to Singletary.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. To the air, Allen. And that will be incomplete. One final try here for Allen. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
Dobbins trying the left side. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields. And this one's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing on 3rd down. Fields. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of the 1st down. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Allen. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Allen. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Now Allen, gotta have this one. And now here is another interception. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Jets are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I can go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Fields on 3rd down.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
The Bills ready to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Allen. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for Stephon Diggs. Incomplete. Asante Samuel on the coverage.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. It didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
On the counter now, it's Dobbins.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Ed Oliver through the line and hitting him for the loss.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
And here's Fields.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Bills are right back in this football game.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen over the middle, and it's incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. On the counter, this is Singletary. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. You have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Allen going to go on 4th down. Trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man, complete.
And he is going to have the Bills' 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Allen. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Allen now looks to throw.
Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And again, it's Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week, but he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on fourth down, and the Jets are going to get the football back. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. A gain of 3, second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Another run here with Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. From the gun, here's Fields. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Here's a give to Dobbins. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third down, here's Dobbins. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 82 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take a knee. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really a stellar performance.
So for the Jets, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Bills, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.